evening. Calling the Wayne Westland Community School District Board of Education meeting to order. Our first item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I am going to ask that we all stand. And Mr. Cox, will you please lead us in the pledge?
Well, actually, we have some students here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I knew that.
Maybe Mr.
Yes.
Lane can,
Mr. Lane, and we have Sebastian,
I lost my big chance.
Brianna, and Dave. I was moving and focused. I'm so sorry. So we're going to ask Sebastian to come forward, Brianna, and Dave.
All right, our LED Eagles, let's go.
And whenever you guys are ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. But do not go anywhere. Please stay there. We are going to ask Mr. Lane to share some information about each of you all.
All right, so I'm going to stand off here a little bit. So our first one, we have Miss Miller, the classroom teacher, is here. And we have Brianna Schmidt. She's a fourth grader who has been a student at Elliott since kindergarten. She's incredibly kind to all students in the classroom. She always finds a way to brighten someone's day. She is a very respectful and responsible student in class. Her family says that she is on the service squad where she helps in the morning in a classroom and also at lunch. She likes reading, listening to music, and dancing. When she grows up, she wants to be a police officer. Our next student is a fifth grader in Miss Alabuti's class, Dave Johnson. What she wrote is Dave Johnson is always actively involved in school events. He's very passionate about basketball and aspires to play in the NBA. He can actually beat me in basketball with his eyes closed. His work ethic and drive truly is admirable. Dave excels in all subjects and continually looks for ways to improve. He is a great role model for his peers. His parents share that he enjoys coming to school. He likes to start his day off bright and early to get to his service squad job. His favorite subjects are math and science. He is currently a student council president and is excited to help his school grow together and make school a fun place to learn. When he grows up, he'd like to either be an engineer or work in the technology to create the next big thing. He is grateful to be asked to say the pledge tonight and thankful for every opportunity that is given to him. And we have a third grade student, Miss Lazada is here tonight to represent as well. Sebastian Jaso. He strives to be a soaring eagle and the best version of ourselves. Sebastian comes to school each day with a smile on his face and a positive attitude. He's a leader in our classroom in all areas of the school by being safe, respectful, and responsible. Sebastian does his personal best each day and wants to succeed. He is kind to those around him and is always willing to lead a helping hand. He is such a joy to work with each day and is a wonderful part of our school community. He even made sure I got everybody together to practice today. So, his family says Sebastian is very loving and easily gets along with others. He has a unique personality, and the joy he brings to our family makes them very excited to see what he will accomplish next. So I'd just like to share our focus for our school year is Together We Grow, and this is the reason why right here.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you guys again for being here tonight. You did an awesome, awesome job on leading us with the pledge, so thank you. And we are now at agenda item 174.26, roll call and attendance. Mrs. Hines.
Mr. Ambrose,
Present.
Miss Abney Mitchell, Dr. Weaver,
Present.
Ms. Hines present, Mr. Cox,
Present.
Mr. Rashawn,
Present.
President May,
Present.
motion, 7-0, too early.
We are moving today, thank you. We are now at item 175.26, adjournment to a closed session. I'm looking for a motion.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Let the record show that at 6:05 PM, we are moving into closed session. It is 7:04. I am looking for a motion to move us back into open session, please.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We are re-adjourning our meeting at 7:04 PM. And at this point, I am looking for a motion to amend our agenda to add a 31AA resolution.
I, Mrs. Hines, would like to amend the motion to add the 31AA to the agenda.
Thank you. Support?
Support.
Discussion? Mrs. Hines, will you call roll, please?
Yes. Mr. Ambrose,
Yes.
Miss Abney Mitchell,
Yes.
Dr. Weaver,
Yes.
Ms. Hines, yes. Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Roshan,
Yes.
President May,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. I would next like to read a resolution that I am looking for a motion on regarding the acceptance of funding pursuant to Section 31AA of the State School Aid Act. Whereas Section 31AA of the State School Aid Act of 2025 offers funding to support school safety and mental health, and whereas Section 31AA-9 conditions the receipt of this funding on the following criteria: 1, affirmative agreement to be subject to a comprehensive investigation into a mass casualty event. 2, affirmative agreement to waive any privilege that may otherwise protect information from disclosure. And 3, agree to comply with a comprehensive investigation. Now therefore be it resolved that 1, this Board of Education, to the extent required by 31AA-9, hereby agrees to be subject to a comprehensive investigation into a mass casualty event, to waive any privilege that may otherwise protect information from disclosure with respect to the governor-appointed investigation into said mass casualty event, and to comply with the governor-appointed comprehensive investigation. 2, the waiver of privilege is prospective and should not be construed to waive privilege prior to the acceptance of funds pursuant to 31AA of the State School Aid Act of 2025. The waiver of privilege shall be in effect only until the funds subject to 31AA-9 of the State School Aid Act of 2025 are exhausted, or as such later date as may be required by law, and should be narrowly construed to the minimum waiver of privilege required to qualify for such funding. And 3, the Board of Education hereby accepts pursuant to 31AA of the State School Aid Act of 2025 to support school safety and student mental health. And I am looking for a motion.
I'd like to motion that.
Support.
Discussion? Mrs. Hines, will you please call roll?
Dr. Weaver,
Yes.
Mr. Cox,
Yes.
Mr. Ambrose,
Yes.
Mr. Roshan,
Yes.
Miss Abney Mitchell,
Yes.
Miss Hines, yes. President May,
Yes.
motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. We are now at item 177.26, recognitions and presentations. Mr. Lane, thank you so much for your patience this evening. You are now up with your building update for Elliott Elementary School.
Good evening, Board. I'd just like to thank you all for inviting us out tonight, our students. This has been a great honor for us to be able to share about Elliott. As I shared before, this year our theme is Together We Grow. Okay, so the first slide I have here is just our school demographics information, so you can kind of get a picture of where we're at currently. So one of the things that we've done, we've kind of aligned this so around Tier 1 instruction, MTSS, attendance. So as we go through tonight, this slide right here is just showing focus around our attendance goal. And for Elliott, one of the things that we wanted to focus on is community meetings. And what we felt is that if we're building out our community meetings within the classroom, so minimum twice a week where they're meeting, through that social emotional component, it will inspire students to want to come to school. This graph here is kind of showing chronic absenteeism. So looking at last year with the data overall, and keeping in mind the blue area that we have here is just a small portion of this year, but last year for the school year we were at 50.56% chronic absenteeism, and currently for this school year we're at 39.9%. As I go through, we'll kind of touch base a little bit more of what that looks like and what we're trying to do. The next slide here is really talking about our attendance daily rate. What you see here at the top line is called SIS, reported attendance. So what that is if a student attends the school at any point during the school day, so you see that on average we're averaging 90% or higher. The other part that you see, the green line, which dips down and comes back up, what that is if a student comes in that they're attending. So they might be there in the morning, they might be there in the afternoon. So at some point in time, that's what their attendance would be. So that full day report that you see on the top is just, did they attend at any point in time during the school day for the daily attendance rate. So things I want to highlight in this area, so a lot of our schools in elementary school have some of the similar supports, but one of the things I want to lift is this school year, at the end of last school year, we finally got an attendance monitor. So they just kind of came right in towards the end of the school year. So this year we've had the attendance monitor from the start of the school year. So that's been a great impact on our community. And you can kind of see when our report in terms of where our truancy was at the moment. The other piece that I'd like to highlight too when we talk about the attendance support is through our monthly PBIS. So while a lot of our elementaries are PBIS school-wide, Elliott, we have monthly assemblies. In those assemblies, we focus around a focus of being positive, in that we recognize a student as a Soaring Eagle recipient. So that's based on what character trait we're looking on for that month. And then students also have the opportunity, we have a school store, so we have community partners that have donated things. Students are able to go in and use those points at their school store. The other piece I want to highlight is our food pantry. So while other schools have a food pantry, at Elliott's, we've been able to maintain ours. And as I go further in the presentation, I want to highlight something special that's going on in our community currently. And just to kind of highlight some of the things that we're going through it, you see at Elliott is our book vending machine that we just had. It just started this school year. So our Soaring Eagles, not only do they get recognized as a whole student in front of our student community, but they also get to go and then select a book of their choice to improve their literacy as well. One of the things that came out of our school improvement plan last year and our just kind of find out what our community is looking for is one of the things we wanted to focus on is really focus on bully prevention this school year. So we had a week-long bully prevention week for our students. So during that time period, we also had Be a Buddy, and what you'll see on the right-hand side, that is some of that coming together. And that Friday, they got to build a buddy and then bring that buddy to school to kind of help put bullying to bed type of thing. Another huge impact is that it's just not to stop there. So just last Friday, we brought in an assembly called Higher Impact, and again, just going back over that with our students, high energy, about what that looks like in terms of helping students make positive decisions in the community. And I'll touch base a little bit more on this one here, but I just want to highlight real quick. So we've really tried to partner with our community. One of the biggest things is we just had at the end of Halloween, we had a trunk or treat event. So again, reaching out, who can help us? We don't have a PTA, we don't have a PTO. So what other ways can we go about to still make sure our community gets to have those same experiences that were provided before? We reached out to Wayne Memorial High School football program, and they came out and they lifted the candy. They got the candy where it needed to go. We had over 30,000 pieces of candy, and we ran out of candy. But every kid got to go through, but it was just something amazing to see, and just hearing the community members talk about that as they were going through. One of our focuses that we have, again, around Tier 1 instruction in MTSS. As you're aware, this year the district has iReady Math is what our teachers are implementing. So one of the things that our staff want to focus on is being intentional. So when the students, the staff, they're going to analyze the data that they have from their assessments and then make decisions to drive their instruction. So from that data, they're going to make informed decisions around their math instruction. And another thing that we added, the second part of this, is the MTSS focus. So we've been having monthly student support meetings and monthly MTSS meetings through grade level wise. But this year, again, the district focus is really around differentiated instruction blocks. So we're doing that as well and monitoring what that looks like. And with that, we'll hope improve our overall academic progress. So this is part I'm really excited about. I'm not going to touch base on the two first bullets because I'm going to get into that very shortly. But when we did our perception data last year from our staff, students, and parents and staff, based on that perception data, the vast majority of our students felt that the teachers know and care about them and help them feel proud. So we're really excited about that from the data. And the other part was based on perception data. Staff are highly satisfied with our school improvement process. So it's one of the things that we've been really working on, and you'll hear a little bit more about that in a moment. So we talk about data. In this part here, NWA, I just want to highlight that last school year, at the start of the school year, when we talk about reading, our students were 40.96% of the students were at or above grade level. And then coming in this school year with all the work and things that were being implemented last school year, what we found out is we had a growth in reading. So 46.27% of our students were at or above grade level, so we saw a percentage increase there. Another piece that we saw, if we look at the bottom part, so that was reading. So in math, with a lot of the initiatives and things that are going on in the district to support around reading, our math actually grew quite a bit. So last year we were at 28.97% of our students were at or above grade level. And so this year in this fall, when we took the NWA test, 39.47% of our students were at or above grade level. So really excited about that growth that our teachers have been doing in our students. This next slide gets into Wayne West instructional level expectations for reading. So again, some things that have been implemented in our district, and these next slides that you're going to see is what we're really like, where we started at and where we've gone. So this first part is about phonics data. So our first two beginning graphs of this is really talking about our kindergarten and our first grade. And what you want to see is there are 4 different cycles. And as you go through the cycles, you'll see in the beginning that green and that yellow starts to increase. So we're really excited about to see the growth that was happening from first cycle. So that's taken place at the beginning of the school year last year till the end of the school year. And you're seeing the growth that has been taking place in those areas. And again, the hope is that we'll see the green getting larger and the red decreasing. So in this section here, we're looking at our second and third graders. Again, you can see at the start of that cycle 1 where they were and how much they've grown from the cycle by the time they get to cycle 4. And we're really excited about where our 4th grade and 5th grade were. So you can see at the beginning where they were at the beginning of last school year and where they were at the end of this past school year. One of the things, so this year we're focusing on oral reading fluency. So this was our first, in the fall, this time was our first round of data. So we're getting ready to do a second round of the data component of this in December. So we're really looking forward to what kind of growth have we seen based on our other data in our other sections through those 4 different cycles. Will we see a similar growth pattern along this as well? The other piece I want to just highlight, real big points of pride here, is additional school committees focused around. So we really dug into our school improvement last year and what our community was saying. And so we've created committees, multicultural, parental involvement, staff wellness, and student recognition. They meet once a month, and they're driving force behind a lot of the initiatives and things that we're doing. Give you an example, that community meeting I was talking about that's listed here. I meet monthly with the community. I invite them in just if I had a PTO or a PTA. We have an agenda. We go through. This is what we're doing. This is how we can help out. This is how we can build our community. This is where we need to grow. And then open it up for other suggestions and things of that nature. So just tying that. So if our community says, hey, we're wondering, you're doing attendance letters now. So what about X, Y, and Z? I take that information back to our committees, and that committee starts making an informed decisions. It's not Mr. Lane making those decisions, but it's our school community within our group focusing that as well. The last piece I'd like to add is we're doing our first ever turkey trot. I think it's the 25th, so it's that Tuesday before we get out of school. Our gym teacher put this on. Our student council partnered with that. So we're doing a canned food drive. When I talked about that food bank that we have and knowing what's going on in November, we're actually raising canned goods right now to replenish our food bank. So we're really excited about that. So our whole school community will get to run some type of distance, and when they come across, they'll get a medal, but also that food is going to go right back into our community as well. So I'd like to share a big highlight of what's going on at Elliott. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Mrs. Hines.
Yes. So with you guys being like the K through 4, what do you think is causing that chronic absentee problem? Like, is it a parent situation? Like, in your,
So So there's a lot of different factors that go in. One of the biggest things is that right now, even with the district, we're partnering to kind of say monthly, hey, what are ways looking at what our current attendance policies and procedures are. One of the biggest things when we talk about that absenteeism with our attendance monitor, reaching out, hey, parents, did you know that if you take your child out before this time, it's considered an absence? If you come in before this. So it's a lot of, right now, our baseline piece is that informational part of our community. We're looking at right now, like even if the tardies and things of that nature, some of our families just didn't know that, hey, if you pull your child out at this time, they were coming in, maybe they were commuting in and trying to help out, or they were arriving a little bit late. So we start having those conversations, hey, what can we do? Other conversations we're having to share with that attendance monitor is, hey, your child's eligible for a bus. Why don't we get them on the bus so that they can get here and get home? And that's helped improve that as well. So there's some things that we're looking in as we go forward. And then again, that student recognition committee is going about and saying, right now we're recognizing students for that positive attendance monthly, but they also said, you know what? Some of our students may not get it every month, so now we're also doing a quarterly. So the students that have been, that hit that attendance threshold that they've decided to recognize will be recognized not only monthly, but quarterly as well. So those are things that we're working on currently.
And I like that vending book machine, that's pretty cool too.
Thank you. Any other questions? Mrs. Abney Mitchell?
I just want to say thank you for presenting and thank you for the students. And one of the things that I appreciate about your students that you had tonight, they represent your school, your demographics in your school based on the numbers of the demographics. I appreciate that. And also, my question is, the student achievement peak data, is that based on individual or classroom?
That's based on the classroom and grade levels wise.
I mean, individual classrooms.
So we can dig a little bit deeper to see individual classrooms. The data that's presented to you tonight is grade level wise.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm asking the wrong question. So it's for the whole grade, so it's not individual students.
Correct.
I guess I answered my own. She's looking at me like, you answered the question
I
already.
just looked at you. That's
Thank
it.
you.
No,
Well,
look
I
like
appreciate you and I appreciate the students, and keep doing what you're doing and send us the invite. We like to go places when our calendar allows us to, so send us invites and we'll bring some canned goods over there.
No problem.
Absolutely. Mr. Lane, thank you so much for your presentation. I do want to say congratulations on the growth data. That's awesome. We don't always celebrate growth. We look to see that proficiency, but that growth is huge. So congratulations to you and your staff and your students.
Thank you very much.
And then I just have one question for you in regards to the attendance monitors. Do they do home visits as well?
So the district used to have it where there was a certain threshold that the home visit would be taking place, but they're revisiting that now because what used to be in place, that company no longer exists with us. But when we have gotten through to kind of answer your question, if we identify a student like, hey, what's going on here? Our team will go do a visit. So in the past, have I gone and took another staff member with me to say, hey, the student hasn't been here for a while, or what is that we have, but it's not a part of that attendance policy procedure at this time.
Got it. Thank you so much. And then I have a question for Dr. Cross, so you're good. Dr. Cross, do other schools have attendance monitors?
They do.
They do. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Lane. Really appreciate it. Awesome. All right, have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you.
And next on our agenda is Mrs. Amanda Fonin and Mr. Madden. Oh, I'm sorry, and Molly Hester. Is Molly here? Okay.
I'm gonna bring him up here. Let's not introduce yourself before we're ready. Can I have that mic? Thank you. So, good evening. I just wanted to come and do a final training wrap up for Madden for everybody. So that's why we're here tonight. So I'm Amanda Fonin, the supervisor of mental health and support services. And then this is Madden. Madden, introduce yourself. Touch. Touch.
Hi, I'm Madden.
There you go.
Hi,
cute.
I'm Madden.
So Madden is now a 1-year-old golden doodle. And we received Madden. He took about 3 years for us to find the right program, vet everything,
And we were matched up with a wonderful organization called Canines for Change. So Madden, Canines for Change works with breeders to get the perfect temperament of animals to either be facility dogs who work in schools and hospitals and police departments, and then service dogs. So they have a very high level of obedience training and skill task training, and they have the right obedient to be working with our students and staff. So Madden came to us, he started training at birth with Canines for Change. So they start with training and looking for things like the proper temperament and just making sure that they're gonna be a great fit for the different environments that they work in. So they start very young, they stay with puppy raisers up until they're 6 months of age. And really, they listen to the school district and what we want from a facility dog, to the extent that we didn't even know which dog we were getting until about 5 days before we met Madden. So they really want to find out all the different things that we need. So when Madden was 6 months old, we traveled to Canines for Change, which is in Diamonddale, Michigan, about 2 hours from here. And are you pressing that? It's not going to beep for you. So we went and picked Madden up, and Molly Hester and I, who is a first grade teacher at Hamilton, participated in puppy boot camp. And from that point, Madden came home, and he officially became a part of our school district. And so from there, we worked with him for the next 6 months, doing intensive training. So he was receiving training from Canines for Change every single week, but he was training every single day. He also had public access rights at that time, so we were taking him into all different kinds of environments to prepare him for this role. So he has been to First Step Shelter, he's been to the movies, he's been on school buses, he's been around loud machinery, he has been near our custodial, I call them the Zamboni machines that go down the hallway. But all of those things while he was still very young to prepare him for this role. So when Madden turned 1 year old, he was ready to take his certification test with Canines for Change, which just happened in October. So he turned 1 in October. He took his certification test with myself and also Molly Hester. We had to certify as a team. So he passed with flying colors, and he is now an official facility dog certified. He will recertify every year with his same team. And so just with that, I just wanted to share and thank a few different people. So the first one would be our Corewell school-based healthcare centers, who connected me with Priority Health, who was looking to sponsor Madden. Next would be Priority Health, who sponsored Madden and all of his training and the first year of his life, which included things like microchip, vet bills, food, and the like. It approximated about $13,000 in training. And Canines for Change stays with us for the duration of his employment in Wayne Westland Schools, which will be approximately 10 to 12 years. And then I'd also like to thank Canines for Change, because they provided all of the intensive training, and like I said, will be with us through the duration of his employment with Wayne Westland. I'd also like to thank our district leadership, Dr. Cost, Dr. Jefferson, just for being so open and supportive and all the things that we needed to prepare Madden for this role. And then also Hamilton Elementary. So Kelly Michaels, the principal, Molly Hester, for really, Kelly gave Molly a lot of flexibility when it came to his training and his needs, so that he could be the most prepared he can be to be working with our students and staff. And then just, again, Kelly Michaels at Hamilton for being so supportive and open to this program. So that is all. I have some trading cards for all of our board members with Madden's picture, and then his QR code to his social media is on the back. I encourage you to follow him and just be a part of his life. So that's all.
Thank you, Amanda. I would like to say thank you to you. I know that this was a lot of your time, and that this is you're very passionate about Madden and the work that you do for our students, and thank you for that. because without your dedication, we would not have Madden. So thank you.
Thank you.
Amanda, is he part of the union?
Ooh, Amanda. Next on our agenda, we are at 178.26, citizens' comments on agenda items. Do we have anyone or anything? Mrs. Hines?
I didn't see anything.
All right. We are next at 179.26, consent agenda. I am looking for a motion.
So moved.
Support. Thank you. Discussion? Mrs. Hines, will you please call for the vote?
Yes. Got the paper. Mr. Ambrose,
Yes.
Mr. Rashawn,
Yes.
Dr. Weaver,
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Hines, yes. Mr. Cox,
Yes.
7-0, motion carried.
I would like to vote.
We forgot
I'm
one.
sorry, Miss May, I'm trying to find my paper.
That's okay. My vote is yes.
I don't know where my paper went, I just had it. Thank you, motion carries.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, 180.26, Board of Education Committee reports. We'll start with Mr. Ambrose with the Finance and Facility Committee report.
So the Finance and Facility Committee meeting was called to order on Wednesday, November 6th at 5 o'clock. In attendance was Mr. Ambrose, Miss Abney Mitchell, Miss Hines, Dr. Cost, Miss Claire, Mr. Montaigne, and Miss Markey from the board, with some community members, Abby, Tyrese, and Dorothy. We started off the meeting with Miss Markey talking to us on behalf of Dr. Cost, thanking everyone for their assistance and support with the bond initiative, and that we're grateful for the community support that we had with getting this initiative passed. We then heard from Mr. Montaigne about 2 emergency repairs that happened to our buildings. These were below the threshold that needed board approval, but were for our information only. One regarding the loading dock at the Career Technical Center needed a hydraulic repair. And then at Taft Elementary, we needed some sanitary sewer line work, and those were handled coming from the sinking fund. We then heard from Miss Claire about the state aid and our check register and investment reports. We had a brief discussion after that regarding our federal aid that we received due to the government shutdown at the time. Ms. Claire told us that we were not affected as a district at this point, and the government has since passed a continuing resolution, so they're funded. We also had a brief discussion over our count numbers that we just received and how that was going to impact the budget. Ms. Claire is beginning to prepare her the revised budget, which will be presented to us in time for January's board meeting. So with that, we closed the meeting at 5:22 p.m. as there was no pressing business.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ambrose. Next, we have Dr. Weaver with Policy and Procedure Committee report.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see policy committee on the agenda.
No. Okay.
You may remember I sent an email stating that the policy committee did not hold, so the agenda was amended to take that off.
Okay. I'm just going by the agenda in front of me. Sorry. Next, we have 181. I apologize, Dr. Weaver. We're next at 181.26, review and approval of business, service, and finance items. The first item that we have is the recommendation to approve installation and maintenance of speed limit signs. Resolution, Mr. Toko.
Good evening, board and community. My resolution tonight is the resolution authorizing installation and maintenance of speed limit signs. Whereas the city of Westland has approved the installation of speed limit signs on or near properties owned by the school district, and as And whereas the Wayne Westland Community School recognizes the importance of promoting safety for students, staff, families, and community members within and around the school zones. And whereas the school district agrees to assume responsibility of the installation and ongoing maintenance of all approved signs, or all approved speed limit signs as designated by the city of Westland. Now therefore, be it resolved that the Wayne Westland Community School Board of Education hereby approves that the school district will install and maintain all speed limit signs approved by the city of Westland at the district's sole cost and expense in perpetuity. This has been a combined effort with us, the school district, and the Wayne Police Department and the Westland Police Department. So for us to be able to get these is great for the community, for our staff and our students. We've worked with them on, and we will continue to work with them on location and follow through in regards to monitoring those areas that we place those signs in. So all of our schools will have these in front of them when this initiative is complete.
Thank you. Looking for a motion?
So moved.
Support?
Support.
Discussion?
Yeah.
Mrs. Abney Mitchell?
So you said that, when you said Wayne and Westland Police, so we do have schools that's outside of Wayne and Westland. What about those districts?
Yes, Canton too. All our schools will have those signs in front of them.
So that's Canton, Rumlis, and Inkster?
Correct.
Okay.
So every school that we have in the district will have one of these speed limit signs in front of it. We've worked directly with those two police departments in particular on those, on where the placement's gonna be and so forth.
Okay, and my other question is, because these are solar panel lights, correct?
Correct.
Because when we drove past last week after we left finance meeting, the ones right here at John Glenn,
Yep.
they was out.
I agree, they were out. And I think, I'm not sure if they're even on today, because I don't
They
remember
on
seeing them.
today.
They're on today.
They're on today?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're solar powered, and they have a battery backup too. So it's not just, so say for instance, we're in the winter and we get 10 days of no sun.
Right.
There's a battery backup with them too.
Okay.
So yeah, there must have been a situation with that, and our guys obviously, and I remember driving by there, I think it was last Thursday or Friday, I didn't see them on.
Yeah,
It
okay.
make, just like I said before, it makes me slow down, I can tell you that. So I think it works for the majority of people. So it's a good thing to have. You think it's something that's irrelevant, but it's really relevant when it comes to our kids crossing in those spaces and where we locate them and so on.
They are absolutely, and they do make you pay attention
They
and
do.
slow down, and it causes me to be 3 minutes late for my meeting.
But you
And
don't
I-
get a ticket.
To the police, to both police stations, they monitor those too.
Yes, they do.
You can't come by here during the week and not see someone pulled over on this street here or anywhere else that we have them right now. So we have them at a couple of buildings.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Anyone else? Mr. Weaver? Dr. Weaver?
Couple of questions. First of all, who is normally responsible to put up speed limit signs? Is it the cities or is it the state?
I think it's in combination in the county. Whenever you do something with speed control, city and county first, usually it goes that way. That's been my, I guess, knowledge of how that works. So that's why we had to take it to the city of Westland and get approved first. I'm not sure if they have to take it to the county for these, but I'm sure if you put up one of those stop-go lights where kids could press a button, they would have to go through. It's a tedious. You just jump through a bunch of hoops when you do anything with that lighting. When it comes to just setting them up and where you can do them. But with these, I know for this project in particular, we had to go through the cities. So the city of Wayne and the city of Westland. We have one school in Canton, and we did not have to go through their department, but we went through both of them.
Okay, I guess the part that concerns me is the in perpetuity. So, is Wayne and Westland and our other parts of our district, are they reneging on a responsibility we have, or is this something extra that we want to do?
This was actually our initiative. They supported it. They supported and actually supported everything during the process of doing this. But when it comes to maintaining, that's on us to make sure that they're properly maintained. So yeah, this is part, if you're talking about the ownership of these signs are ours. We wanted the support because we had to have it to not that they weren't supportive, but we had to go to the city to get the okay for these. But it's our responsibility. It's no different than on one of our fields that we have. It's district property because of the fact that we're installing them.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. We would have loved for them to do that, but it just wasn't gonna happen. They said they didn't have the funding. Wayne was the one who approached us first. This is going back 2 years right now to do these. So this has been a process to get this to happen.
So after this, all of our buildings will
Correct.
have these signs in front of them.
And that'll come sooner than later, because right when we get if this goes through tonight, we will be ordering everything we need at that point and work on the installation as soon as next week. So that's how quick this will be, the turnover will be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, we voted last board meeting to approve the signs, the purchase of them.
Yep.
This is just the approval from the cities where to put them.
Correct. And it's basically, we have to go through, this is a resolution to go to the city of Westland combined with us. So yeah, we already did approve them.
So this was the piece where they wanted an actual resolution, they didn't accept the minutes, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly why we're doing this.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? All right, Mrs. Hines, will you
Oh,
call?
one
roll?
more question, I'm sorry, I just thought about something kind of off charge, but I know they've been having a lot of solar energy and stuff going on, so if something happened, like some flare with those, is there like some type of insurance that would cover that, those speed things, 'cause there's been a lot of energy stuff going on with the sun.
I can't, I'm not gonna answer that because I'm not really sure, but I know that if, based on the sun and not having the energy to operate those, the battery backup would supplement the device to run. I don't know, like if you're saying it got hit by something,
It's like this weird solar energy going on, they've been talking about these solar geostorms and stuff, and spikes, of energy that just.
I think that these devices are so small, I think they're talking about some of the things that run, what you're talking about, because I have heard what you're talking about. Some of that solar, those solar panels and solar devices run whole cities. I mean, this will be very minor in that big picture of us having to deal with that. I really don't think that we'll have any issues with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Call vote for us, please. Thank you.
Dr. Weaver,
Yes.
Mr. Cox,
Yes.
Mr. Ambrose,
Yes.
Mr. Rashad,
Yes.
Ms. Abney Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Hines, yes, President May.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Awesome, thank you. Next on our agenda, we're at item 182.26, interim superintendent goal update. So as a district, we use the MASB tool for our superintendent evaluation. And part of the process is that we periodically receive updates on the goal process, or goal progress, I should say, from Dr. Cost. And so she's going to share that with us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So for the viewers at home, I came on board in July, the beginning of July, and was just thrilled to see how school started in the fall. It was such a positive experience seeing new kindergarten students starting with, their teachers and learning routines on buses and things like that. By now, we have staff and families and students kind of in their routines, and parents have learned the expectations for pick up and drop off, mostly. We have our bus routes down, breakfast and lunch are in full swing, dinner at the 2 high schools. We have 2 SROs in place. All of the safety drills for the fall have been completed, and it was very heartening to see how seriously this district takes safety and just making sure students and staff alike are protected and have what they need to come to work and be in school every day and be safe. November brought excellent news of the bond passing, yet it also brought challenging news of our enrollment not being where we thought it was going to be. But overall, I very much enjoyed being a part of this district and working with the colleagues that I have and all of you. I was able to have one-on-one meetings and really learned a lot about why you do this work. You're not paid, probably it's 2 cents an hour for the amount of time you put into this job, and your leadership really does make a difference. So I've really enjoyed working with you to move the district forward. So that being said, I have 2 goals, one of which aligns with our strategic plan, and that was to have common assessments in K-5 math and ELA and 6-12 in core subjects, which includes ELA, math, science, and social studies, completed and developed by June of 2026. So for people at home, they might be saying, well, why is this important? So common assessments would be common tests, and they would be given at relatively the same amount of the window of time. But why it's so important is if we have a 4th grade student, for example, at Joe School, right? We want this similar experience to be happening in a 4th grade classroom across town. And that's important because we want to deliver the same educational content, the same standards, and make sure that the students, no matter what school you go to, no matter what teacher you have, are getting the state standards and what our district says is so important. So the common assessments will provide us a way to make sure that happens. They will provide data to drive instruction. So if we have pockets of students who are doing very well on a concept and other pockets that aren't, we can say, what did those teachers do? And can we replicate that in other grade levels or other classrooms? It's also a way for us to know, are we preparing our students in terms of what the state standards are? Are we doing a good job making sure they're going to leave our doors knowing what the state says and knowing what we know is so important? So, Dr. Jefferson, thank you because you jumped into your role, I think September. She started by doing a comprehensive review of what curriculums we use in every grade level in every subject, and that really provided the foundation for us to create now these common assessments. So if you stop in and say hello to me, you're going to see a gigantic wall chart that has what curriculum, what grade levels, what PO number, what date it was board approved, and when we're going to need to review it to update it. So thank you for that hard work, and I know your department really came together to provide that. So right now our executive directors and our grade level leads are working on the common assessment shoulder to shoulder with teachers. So in December, when I give you another update, I will have a more comprehensive list of where we are.
That's awesome.
So that was goal number 1. Quickly, goal number 2. We discovered that students perhaps weren't knowing all the opportunities that this wonderful district has to offer. And with that, I'm talking about dual enrollment or our CTC program or our hybrid learning. And that's to no fault of anybody. In a large organization, it just happens. And so my second goal was to increase awareness. I want to put trumpeters on the front lawns to say all the great things we have available to students. Jenny Johnson and Scott and the rest of the communications department took this goal by the horns and helped me create a series called Did You Know? And they have not only been brainstorming ideas with me, because they have been here for a long time. They understand how important it is that students know that they could go to a firefighter academy, for example, or some of the health opportunities. And so with this, did you know, I have been going around to various sites interviewing students to spread the word, tell our story about all the wonderful things students can do, and the opportunities they have and the supports they have. So that has taken me to a number of schools. We've branded it. Jenny has done storyboards. We've went to WIA. I think, Mr. Roshan, you had gone there too, and I had a very similar experience that you did as far as just watching dual enrollment, for example, or college, early college classes. And so how can we leverage that through social media? I'm not saying any of it's gone viral, but it's on TikTok, it's on Facebook, it's on our website and Instagram. So again, we're trying to use ways students can find out, families can find out. Oddly enough, I think we're also going to get teachers recruited, because once they see what Wayne Westland has to offer, they're going to want to be a part of this. So I'm excited, and I look forward to the next month of hard work, and then I will report more to you.
Awesome, thank you so much. Are there any questions for Dr. Cross?
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much. We are now at 185.26, review and recommendations. No, I missed one. Did I? No, I did. I skipped
Citizens'
over
comments.
citizens' comments. I'm sorry. 183.26, citizens' comments on non-agenda items. None? All right, we are at 184.26. Interim superintendent's report comments, Dr. Cross.
First and foremost is just a huge thank you to our community for the support and the bond. Our bond was so important. Mr. Toko has been on the road, as have all of you, preaching to anybody who would listen about keeping our students safe, warm, and dry. And just to put into perspective, our fund balance, while Jewel has done an outstanding job, we don't have $125 million to pay for boilers or roofs or parking lots. And I just cannot tell you how meaningful that this will be for our students for years to come. So to the community, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. We are now at 185.26, review and recommendations, Board of Education. We're gonna start with Mrs. Abney Mitchell this evening.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to say this year has been a great year working with my colleagues. Like I said, we enjoy invites. We get invites to go to schools, to plays, to different events. And per our calendar, we able to make it. But when we go, we enjoy it so much. All this new school year, 25-26, we have been visiting the schools, meeting the students, and having great conversations with the students. Last week, I had the opportunity to take my grandson, who was a former student at John Glenn and the Career Tech. He graduated in 2021. And like I said, he was a former student over at the Career Tech, and we went for the Thanksgiving buffet. And we had a good time. We talked to the students. We talked to 3 chefs. I told them I'm not gonna remember their name, but I just want to say it was pleasant. The students when you enter, from the greeters to the wait staff, to the servers, to the head chefs, and the student chefs. I took pictures with them. They allowed me to take pictures with them. We pointed out all the seniors that I'm gonna give them their high school diploma on graduation day. So we had just a great time. It just feels so good to be able to go out there and be with the students. And the same day, I had the opportunity to go to the EMU Bright Future celebration. I was there maybe about able to talk to 2 or 3 students before I had an emergency, but my family stayed and they had a nice time. So it's just like, it's so rewarding to be able to do those things. And also, even working, I just want to commend my colleagues so much, just working with them. We just recently had a workshop to set the timeline for the superintendent search. But just to be able to be each other, ourselves, and be on the same agenda, it just makes you want to go home happy, even though you don't want to be there on a Saturday. We went over some of my colleagues, we went over for coffee with the state senator last week. That was very intriguing. So I just want to say thank you to my colleagues, and I want to say thank you to everybody. This is the season to be thankful, and happy Thanksgiving. Eat some turkey, eat some turkey, eat some turkey, and thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ambrose?
Want to thank the community for passing our bond proposal. $125 million for a lot of things that are needed. I know the students, especially at Walker Winter, are going to be very appreciative of the things that are going to be done to that building, because unfortunately with our last bond effort, they didn't get the work done that they needed. I had a great time this past week. I got to spend a few hours with probably some of the cutest students we have here in our district at Stottlemyre, spending time and reading a story with them. And it's amazing how curious kids are at that age and the questions they have and the excitement they have in their eyes when someone takes the time to talk with them and to share a story. It made me miss my kids being that age. A few weeks ago, though, we were up at, some of us on the board were up for some training. And the one thing I would like to have the board look at, and Dr. Cost, we have a building in this district that, in my opinion, quite frankly, is underutilized. We're using it for our students, the Career Technical Center. And our students are getting some good use out of it, preparing them, especially those who aren't necessarily ready for college, to be able to have a productive way of providing for themselves once they get out of high school. But there are some adults who can't necessarily afford to go to community college that could use some of the programs there on a night basis to be able to provide better for their families. I know this because I was one of those people almost 20 years ago when I took advantage of the automotive technology program, and Mr. Mark Batko was one of the teachers, and he's still here at this district working with our young students and preparing them to be technicians. But there's a lot we could do to help not just the children in our community, but also some of the parents who are struggling and maybe just need to update their skills just a little bit to be able to find more meaningful employment.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose. Mrs. Hines.
I'd like to thank Mr. Lang for that wonderful presentation about Elliott. I also like to thank the citizens for passing our bond. That was just really great to see the success of that passage. Again, as Mr. Ambrose said, I'm glad we're going to be able to really take care of Walker Winter, because they were, got left behind. I know usually campaigning, there's a little section in Romulus I always go to see the residents. And I just kind of noticed like a lot of the kids in that area, due to like the garbage places, they have those hills, they have like the asthma, because one time I did, the landfills, I'm sorry, it's getting late. And just kind of noticing, like when I was in the schools, it was hot in there, they didn't have air conditioning, how miserable it was for the kids. The teachers had to turn down the lights and give them popsicles. I mean, it was really bad. So I'm really glad that we're able to take care of those kids over there. Let's see. So I was able with some of my colleagues to go to Bright Futures Fall Festival over at Adams. That was really fun with Dr. Koss, some other members. I like the room with the sensors where you had like the pottery we made like potpourri. And that was a great program. My son actually went to Bright Futures some years ago when it started, so it's a really good program. I was able to go to the 12 Angry Men play that they had over at John Glenn, so that was kind of cool. One thing I did like about it, so I was just kind of driving past, I seen those posted like outside the school, so those kind of helped. Now with the enrollment, I did notice one thing. There's a few schools that are taking a lot of our kids, like AIA. I see like their signs everywhere. I haven't seen Detroit Public Schools, River Rouge. So they're like really all in our district with signs, kind of pilfering our kids. So we got to probably do a little bit, maybe putting some more, some of the corners of Wayne Westland in certain areas to get some more of our kids back. I was able to go with some of my colleagues to see Senator Dana Pohecki, and I was glad we was able to do that because there were some bills that was kind of sitting on her desk, and to kind of be able to get two sides of the story to see, where things are going on with our senators and our legislators. So that was a really good meeting out in Inkster. I like to say too, I was talking to Dr. Koss, how I was really impressed about the letters programs when it comes to like the literacy. And I've actually been talking to other teachers in other places in other schools, like, hey, we got this program in Wayne Westland that's helping our kids. So I think, thank you for bringing that to my attention. Let's see that. I just wrote some things down. Oh, and another thing that Mr. Ambrose was saying, I do agree with. I remember back in the day, they did have those night classes over at the Career Tech, and I know a lot of the teachers, they really, enjoyed working at night, and it was really helpful in the community. So I would like to kind of invest and see, like, what can we do to bring that back. And then, too, the nice thing with our legislators is we have a really good relationship with them in Wayne Westland. So a lot of times we can ask for them to create something in Lansing to bring a bill to bring funds down. Because when we had Jefferson Burns, a lot of times, like the state reps, they brought money back for different things. So it's possible we can just kind of get creative with that. And I'd like to announce too, one thing I do love is literacy. So I'm the president of the Wayne Westland Kiwanis Club, and we meet on the first Tuesday and the third Tuesday of the month. So we have a partnership with the Wayne Westland Salvation Army. We're working with HYPE, and I talked to Robbie, and HYPE said they want to do a lot more of the Wayne Westland schools, so they want to get more involved in, like different programs and stuff with that. They had the trunk or treat at the HYPE, and there's like over 3,000 kids there. So that's a really good partnership to really, kind of do a little bit more with them. But with the Kiwanis, I really want to get this. So far we have a Key Club at John Glenn High School. We have over 50 kids that's registered. We was able to get like $500 from the mayor of Westland. We got $200 from the police department. The Plymouth Kiwanis gave us $500 for our kids. So I want to kind of start getting those at some of the elementaries. So they have a Kiwanis, a K Kids. It's at the elementary schools. They have a Kiwanis Builders at the middle schools, a Key Club in the high schools, and forth on. But with those vending machines with the books, we give out free kids. We work with a lot of literacy. We actually did a food drive for St. Mary's to bring some food. But when we had a trunk or treat, we gave out over 125 free brand new books. And to see the kids really excited about the books, they were just we ran out of books. It was awesome. So I want to work with some more of the libraries, like the Wayne, Westland, Canton, Inkster, like some of the libraries, and see if we can do some book drives to get free books out to the families, kind of some programs. So I really like that with those books. That was really neat. And but the meeting's gonna be tomorrow at 5:30 at the Westland Library. And that's all I got right now.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Hines. Mr. Rashan.
Hey, everybody. First want to thank the students today from Elliott for doing the pledge and Elliott's presentation. Throughout the year, I've have on my schedule to visit every school in the district. It was a lofty goal, but Kim Markey has helped me out to schedule that, and I've been doing that. And today was one of the visits. I had a ball. I visit Roosevelt Elementary, and I visit Walker Winter today. Visit Roosevelt. I got there, and I met with Principal Watson and Secretary Sandy, and I came in, and Secretary Sandy, she scolded me. She said, "Hey, when you come in the building, you come in, but don't let people come in behind you."
Oh.
There was a grandmother behind me, so I called myself being a gentleman, opening the door, and the grandmother looked at me and said, "That's right, you don't let me in." For school safety reasons. I said, "You're absolutely right," and I just appreciated that they, even though it was all in fun and gesture, but they were saying, you know, we take pride in our students' safety. Getting in the building and talked to Principal Watson, and he showed me around the building. We went to the lunchroom, and I was just going to talk to a few students just to, you know, get a little more information about them and see how they feel about the school and just the lunches and just have a conversation. And he stopped the whole lunchroom and said, "We have a special person here." I'm like, no, hold on, wait, I'm not ready. And it gave me the microphone. I began to talk to the 4th and the 5th graders, and we had a moment where I had them challenging each other. Who can be the loudest? I know you're not supposed to be loud in the lunchroom. They were screaming and excited. And I got so excited. I said, "I'm coming back for recess." They were like, "Yay!" And I looked at myself and said, "What did I just? I have to come back for recess now." I just really enjoyed myself at Roosevelt. As I was going out, you know, I was dressed for my board meeting. I had a couple things. I had my badge on. A student came up to me and said, "Hey, are you an FBI agent?" I said, "Why do you say your badge?" I said, "Let me tuck my badge." I said, "No." But just the questions the students would ask me, and you can tell the school spirit in Roosevelt. They really enjoyed me. The principal said, Mr. Watson said, "Tell them go Road Runners." And I said, "Go Road Runners." They was like, "Go Road Runners." And they were just so excited. Seeing the Road Runner flags in the hallways, and they have a program where on Fridays they wear red, and the staff, this class that has the most people that have red on gets a prize and get recognized. And I just look forward to going back to Roosevelt. Great experience. It was so good. I was headed to Walker Winter and ended up getting there late because I spent so much time at Roosevelt. Got to Walker Winter and talked to Principal Smith, and I apologized. I told him I'm going to come back to spend more time. Things just kind of ran over, but we went to the lunchroom and had a great time. Met with students and staff there. So I'm just really proud of this district and what we're doing. Another thing about Roosevelt, I didn't know we have a swimming pool in an elementary. That's like, it's unheard of. I'm like, we need to promote what we're doing in our district. We have some great things going on in our district. So just had a great time today visiting schools. I look forward to visiting the rest of the schools. On another note, I am a part of an organization, National Black Male School Board Association, and they're having a sneaker ball for education December the 6th here in the district at the Hype Gym. It's a sneaker ball where you dress up, but you wear your sneakers. But they're raising money for scholarship for students that are going into education. They asked me. They said, "Is the district coming out?" I said, "Well, I guess I do need to tell the district." And we had someone sponsor over 50 tickets for the district, and they said, "Just tell the staff, teachers, paraprofessionals, anyone that's a part of the district that they could come for free." So I'll talk to Dr. Koss and see how we can get the word out to everyone that would want to attend, parents or anyone in the district. Other than that, go Lions.
Thank you, Mr. Rashawn. Dr. Weaver?
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to echo my fellow board members, the community. Thank you so much for entrusting us with these bond monies. And we appreciate so much the community's effort in that. Also, I would say to some of my fellow board members that this district did have an adult education program at one time. Is, I believe, 10 years or more ago. We had to stop it because it was costing a lot of money and the enrollment had become pitiful. Now, that was then, this is now. If we could figure some way to make it revenue neutral, I think that would be a great thing. Also, I would like to thank Dr. Cost for sharing with us about her goals and how she's working at her goals. We were all in the meeting when our attorney said, if you want someone you can trust, bring in Dr. Cost. And I believed him, and now today I believe him more. I want to thank you for working so hard on your goals, leading this district, and the transparency you have. Thank you. That concludes my comments.
Thank you, Dr. Weaver. Mr. Cox?
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to echo my colleague, Dr. Weaver's comments regarding Dr. Cost and your efforts, specifically the first bullet point that you discussed tonight. I see there a resource for our school district, being able to have a mini lab, if you will, to determine whether or not some educators in some buildings are doing something and getting a better result. With it being all amalgamated together, you can't differentiate that data out. And concentrating on that as you have I think is going to pay great dividends to us. Also, on the 14th of November, you sent a memo with the September and October and November bus route cancellations. And as I looked at that sheet of all the cancellations, I noticed there are none. I noticed there are no cancellations in the month of October, whereas last year there were 50 routes.
Yes.
50. You know, you're talking about the number of students count. There was over 4,000 students in the month of October alone affected. In November, Dr. Cost, none. Last year, 29. December, 31 routes. I mean, it's when we initially met, the last thing that you asked me is, do you have anything specific for me that you would like me to concentrate on? And I said, and of course I've been screaming about this since COVID. It's been like this since COVID. And you said you would address it. And the door got shut on that, and I'm very grateful to you on behalf of all of the parents who have to at the last minute figure out some way to make it all happen. Thank you on their behalf. I want to also thank Mr. Lane for staying here the whole meeting. And for the great energy that you have going on at your school, at Elliott. So, as my colleague said earlier, this has been a remarkably, I think, successful board. And tonight, even though nobody talked about it, I thought the board made a very selfless decision to put the community and their needs before the school district's needs. And I thought that was the right decision, and I thank you for it. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Cox. I'd like to thank Sebastian, Dave, and Brianna for leading us this evening in the pledge. They did a remarkable job. I'd also like to take a minute just to say thank you to Mr. Lane for the work that you're doing at Elliott. Had the pleasure to attend your open house, so I was able to see firsthand, and then hearing the report out this evening. So thank you for all of your work and the work of your staff. I'd also like to just make a correction to something I said last month. I thanked John Glenn students for the haunted house at the trunk or treat, and it was actually Wayne Memorial students. So I wanted to go on record and make that correction. I'm deeply sorry for that. I want to also, just as we've talked tonight about data that you shared, Dr. Koss, and just things that are happening, all the positive things that are happening in the district, the data that Mr. Lane shared. I also would just like to share that I had the opportunity to be at a multilingual learner department meeting with Wayne Risa, and in that space, our Wayne Westland multilingual department was given a shout out for their data, and so I want to share that. Our grade 8 ML students outscored the state and the county in math on the MSTEP. And so that is something that I think is remarkable, and understanding that, I'm gonna say less than 5 years ago, we didn't have a department, and now we have a department, and this just speaks to how we are servicing the needs of our students and understanding that we have a variety of needs and how we are addressing those needs. So I wanted to highlight that. Also want to take a moment to just say thank you to the community for passing the bond. Also thanking our bond committee, the work of the board, especially Mrs. Hines. We know how tirelessly you work to be really out in the community and promoting the district and getting that bond passed. So thank you for your work with that. I also want to not just only say thank you to Dr. Koss, but to the executive team, just knowing the work that has taken place and some of the shifts and some of the changes that have occurred, and to be at this point and for things to be running as harmoniously as they are, and really having a focus on our students and on student achievement. I just want to say thank you, because everyone just came together and it really gelled, and so thank you for that. Mrs. Abney Mitchell mentioned this, but I also just want to echo it, that we did meet as a board on November 8th to discuss our superintendent search and that process. And so that meeting is not only on YouTube, but we also now have a link on the website that is specifically for the superintendent search. And so any information that is needed, any questions that you have, you can click on that link and you can see the timeline. You also can see the recording from the meeting, and at that meeting we discussed not only the process, the timeline, but also some of the things that as a board we are looking for in terms of characteristics of a superintendent. So all of that is online at this point in time, and as we continue through the process, because we will have community meetings coming up with staff, with parents, with community members. Those dates are also posted, and that information will also be easily available on that link. And I do believe I covered everything. And again, I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here this evening, and also to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And with that being said, we're at 186.26. I don't think we have any follow-up to board questions right now. Nope. And so then we now are at 187.26, adjournment. I will make a motion. Support. All in favor?
Aye.